we are making our way up towards Spray Park. And if you remember from last year, we were about a week to 2 weeks too late for fall colors and for the bears. And we're pretty much late for the fall colors, and we don't care about that much right now. However, the bears are supposed to be out in full force, and that's what I want to video and take photos of today. And tomorrow we're gonna go see larches anyways, so the fall colors aren't really the main goal for today. But someone reported they saw 8 bears, which is quite a few. They're all getting fat and happy right before they take their long slumber. So Spray Park is like 7.5, 8 miles round trip with about 1,700 feet of elevation gain. And if you're doing it, I highly recommend going back and doing the Spray Falls. It's not that far off trail and definitely worth it.
Almost to Spray Park.
Getting close. Hopefully the bears are out.
Hope so. I think we're looking at a mom and cubs for the bears. It's really hard to see them from here. We should have brought binoculars, but they're moving around on the hill up there. We saw a trip report that someone just saw 8 bears up here on Sunday. And that's why, part of the reason we came up here, because we're like, oh, it'd be so cool to see bears. And we're seeing them from a safe distance, of course.
Oh yeah, and there's Mount Rainier, but that's not as cool as the bears. One thing we really learned while visiting Yellowstone and the Tetons is how to spot animals at distance. And the best way is to look for specks in the distance that just look out of place. For instance, bears look like a big black dot out in the hills that just doesn't look like a rock. And these white goats really stood out because their white is way brighter than any of the rocks nearby.
So we're trying to help this poor hiker on the trail. Mama and cubs were above him, and then there's a male right now that's really close to him, so trying to help direct and also keep a safe distance so we can admire. They're all there. They're just feeding that time of the year.
Okay, so we definitely got our wildlife fill. We saw 4 bears, 1 mom with 2 cubs, and 1 male bear. We saw 2 goats, some ptarmigans, and I think that pretty much covers the wildlife. But we are stoked to have seen the bears. They're just kind of lounging around eating huckleberries. We do want to emphasize that these are wild animals. Maintain a safe distance, and these bears are a little too comfortable around humans, so they don't mind getting close to you, which is not a good thing. So even if they're moving close to you, make sure you maintain distance and don't stay within that range where they could charge you. Now remember, bears might look big, but they're actually extremely quick, and the recommended distance to maintain is 100 yards away, which is the length of a football field. But even at that distance, a bear can cover that ground in about 8 to 9 seconds.